All right, and I think we're live. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to another live stream. My name is Matthew, and today we're bringing it back. We're bringing the live streams back. It's been a little while, hasn't it? So, basically, for those who don't know, um, a while ago, the last time I streamed was back in October, I believe. Let me just double check. You gotta fact check your information these days. So, just gonna quickly check my dates here because human brain is can only do so much things. And while I'm here, today we're just gonna be talking about whatever. We're gonna be talking about some updates. If you haven't been following my Threads and Blue Sky page, which I do recommend, I've been posting quite a bit on there, at least one every few days. And then I've also been wanting to kind of like bring up some new changes that are going to be happening with the channel from here on out. So let's go ahead and talk about the first thing, which is going to be, um, well, specifically the figure side of videos, which if you've been noticing, I've been starting to put out a lot more of those recently. Specifically with the Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, like Playmate stuff. I've been recently taking my old unboxings and my old reviews, putting them together, and then sending them off back again. The reason why I've been doing that is because I want to kind of like reintroduce those videos in a way and like I don't know. I'm trying to give people like the full info about the figure so they don't have to watch two individual videos. They can just have the one video, the unboxing and the review, and just push it out there. Here you go. It's there if you want to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, it's also fine. I mean, that kind of applies to like all videos nowadays. But yeah, that's about that. Moving on with like so far I put out I think the Shimo because like I put them out in like I believe the order I got them. It could be wrong. So I put out the Shimo with Frostbite Blast dual like review deluxe video, and then I put out the Godzilla with Evolved with Heat Ray, and then it was the Suko with Doug and Rock, followed with the Kong and Beast Glove and the Heat, and then it was the Star King, the Titan Evolution Godzilla, and just recently we put out the original Godzilla with Heat Ray, and I also believe one just came out because I pre-scheduled them, so it's like one a day. Yeah, the Energized Godzilla, which anyone doesn't know, I don't really like that figure. I mean, the blue, it's one of those figures that's like good in theory, like good in practice, but not so much execution. It's very much a figure that like, what is it? You can only do so much with the idea that like, how do I best say this? If they made it like a completely translucent blue Godzilla, maybe remain with maybe not with highlights. I think that would have turned out a lot better than the figure we actually did get. But instead, what they just did was they took the same mold that we've been getting for the past 4 or 5 years up until that point, and didn't even paint the whole thing blue. They painted like the upper legs, the torso, and part of the arms. Which, by the way, on my copy, the arms don't even like match all the way. And like they did this weird thing where they painted the neck and like upwards to the head with blue paint, but they didn't paint the head itself. So it almost looked like Godzilla was wearing like some sort of hoodie. And then they didn't even paint the tail, which I literally was showing it to my sister like a month ago or something. And her first comment was, why doesn't the tail match the body? And if someone is casual viewer is like my sister is, that's kind of how you know you failed at making a figure when people resort to asking that. Like, ooh, looks like he's charging up. No, that's the first question. Like, sorry, Playmates, but you kind of have to go back to the drawing board. I hope they do the same thing with what they did with the Shin Godzilla, where they realize how bad it was, and then they go back and redo it. But speaking of which, the next one in line is going to be the Kong Battle Axe, the new like 2024 version. And then after that is going to, I believe, be the Giants. And then it's going to be the no, hold on. I think it's going to be the two packs, the Giants, and then the set. Again, let me just double check. I know it's something within that order. Again, the human brain can only do so much and actually succeed. Okay, so it's going to be Kong, and then it's going to be Kong versus Scar King, and then Godzilla versus Shimo, and then the giant Godzilla and Kong, and then the big battle box set of like the Ultimate Titan battle pack. Yeah, so those are fun figures. I really also like those. I'm also trying to re-review a lot of my older Godzilla vs Kong stuff, which is why I've also like put out a Godzilla and a Kong review not that long ago about the two, and those were really fun. I liked taking a look at them. In fact, I actually just filmed, and it's fully posted. It's fully ready to go. It's just scheduled for a certain day. The Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla 2021. And on that note, I also am planning another remaster version between the NECA, the Monster Arts, and the Toys version, because I feel like with those three figures, they're so similar in a lot of ways, but they're also very different. Like, I feel like it's just down to that. So maybe your mileage will vary between the three figures, but that's kind of what the point of it all is, right? As far as but like that's all I really have for like figure comparisons. I'm trying to also like get at like the other Godzilla vs Kong Playmate stuff that I haven't taken a look at in a very long time. I also put out the like big Hollow Earth set Godzilla vs Kong review, and then after that's going to be the comparisons between that and the radio tower and the fighter jet. Trying to also think. I've also got some more Mugen fights on the way, though you guys really seem to dig those. I guess just part of it's like, oh, I want to see like my favorite characters from like Object Show literally fight, because there's been a few scenes in BFDI where you actually see the characters fight. I remember which episode was it? Like BFB 18 Take the Tower or something? It's along those lines, where they had to like infiltrate each other's tower, and then they like connected the two towers, and there's like this big string, and there's like a big fight between like, okay, these two people go and then they fall off, these two people go, they fall off, and then eventually got to Fiery and Leafy. And I was kind of thinking to myself, who would actually win that fight? So I actually went in Mugen, got a Fiery, got a Leafy, and then I made them fight each other, and so we kind of have our winner. If I remember correctly, Leafy won that fight. Again, I could be wrong. Human brain can only do so much. But yeah, I guess just like since I got Mugen again and I started doing these Mugen fights, it's helped the channel significantly. And no, like really, you guys really have been seeming to enjoying them. I'm glad you guys are. I'm grateful, really. Let's see. I do have some more. I have another coming later today. If you're in like any time zone where it's on the 6th right now, I have one coming later today, and that's a you're gonna get really confused because you might have said, "Oh, well, didn't you do these characters before?" Well, yeah, I did, but it's a different version. 4 and Fighting Mario versus 2 and Fighting Luigi as like a duo on each from each franchise, and then they beat each other up, of course. Um, Something I also like doing is trying to like shake it up. So I want to take these Mugen characters, because usually a Mugen video will have, okay, what if you have this character and you have this character, they fight each other 2-3 rounds maybe, and then you have your winner, and then it just ends. Short, sweet, to the point, whatever may have you. I don't really want to do that. I want to go the extra distance. I want to go the extra mile. I want to like start giving these I want to start giving these Mugen videos like more variety. So I actually come up with like different versions of the same fight, like a 2-on-2, a 3-on-3, a 4-on-4, a 4-on-4 in increments. And if I wanted to extend it, we could do like a 2-on-2 on increments, a 3-on-3 on increments. It really all depends on a lot of different things because like I know that kind of like ups the video length significantly because usually like a one like it would depend on like the fighter that I pick in question, but suppose I had Flower versus Fire. That fight would literally just well not pencil, I mean not Flower. Um I don't even have a Flower Mugen character anyway. Um so Pencil versus Fiery, that'd be just over lickety split. That'd maybe be like a 4 minute fight. Where's the fun in that? Don't you want a bit more? So I just dumped the whole thing. And honestly, it's pretty fun to just kind of like see the different outcomes of like different fights because maybe Fiery wouldn't do so well on a 1v1, but maybe with like 4 Firies, he could have a chance, even though Pencil's like, what is that one ability where she gets hit and it kind of gets dodged? That's kind of OP a bit. So I think that's enough about Mugen because we've been talking a bit about Mugen for a little bit, but more Mugen fights on the way. I literally have one coming out later today, so do keep on the lookout. I also want to talk about the project specifically on the channel, which if you guys don't know, I currently have 3. The Amber's Godzilla Show, Golden Glory, and Spiral Shape Show. These 3 are like the big 3 pillars of the channel right now. And my main focus right now is Golden Glory, but I am still working on the Amber's Godzilla Show a bit and Spiral Shape Show a bit in the background. In fact, I've actually got a bit of animation done for Spiral Shape Show while working on Golden Glory Season 9, Episode 5, which I just sent off the voice lines to the voice actors. And I hope to get the episode done roughly. What would be the date? Roughly like a week and a half from now. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get it for the 14th. So I feel like the 14th is fair because you get 2 episodes every month. So not bad. Not bad. Very fast pace. You don't have to wait all that long. Honestly, if I had things my way, I would go way quicker, but I can only grind for so many. I gotta have a break every now and then. But I want to prioritize Golden Glory because that's like the show that, out of all 3 of the shows that I'm currently making now, that's the one I want to finish off first because it's been like, it's long overdue at this point. Like, I'm going back to seasons I haven't finished in years, and then like now I'm actually giving them conclusive endings. Because here's my current plan: once we end off season 9, we're actually going to take a pause on Golden Glory, and then we're going to go to Spiral Shape Show's final episode, and then we're going to go to the Amber's Godzilla Show season 21, episode 8, 9, and 10, which will be like the last 3 episodes of that season, and then we'll go back to Golden Glory, finish that off at season 10, 11, and 12, which is the film. And then wrap up Golden Glory. That's 2 object show endings plus a plus show ending. What else could you not love about that? Even though the Amber's Godzilla show is like far from over. Currently, right now, I plan up till season 25. I don't want to give away too much about that because I do have the ending kind of planned out, and each and every day I'm actually kind of getting more ideas sinking up into this head. So maybe I'll get some more ideas as I'm talking. So but you might be wondering why it's only ending at season 21, episode 10 when it should be episode 30. Well, I made this change. I think I've already talked about this, but to kind of like soft reboot it, but to make the show like a bit shorter, a bit more sweet, a bit more simple, even though the lore is very much far simplified. And it's definitely a lot more lore based, I would say, than the original like chapter 1, which also I want to kind of quickly address that is If you guys noticed, season 21's episodes got a different name. It's Red Godzilla Kong into Insanity, whereas the original season 1 to 20 series was called The Angry Birds Godzilla Show. Big difference, because that kind of represents, because when I think of the Angry Birds and Godzilla show, that really does seem like something my 11-year-old self would have made. But flash forward like 9, almost 10 years later, what would I rename the show now? With Kong in the mix, with Red and Godzilla both still on center stage, what would I name it? Red Godzilla Kong into Insanity. That's honestly the best name I could come up with. And I'm really happy with that, you know. As far as like the sheer amount of uh what is it? I would say there's my switch. Adios switch. Um Trying to think. Lost my train of thought. All right, let me kind of backtrack then. The show just it's kind of changing, you know. It's a soft reboot. It's kind of what I would more want it to be than not. So I definitely think I am changing it quite a bit. What's something I can reveal about Golden Lord though? Well, nothing that really hasn't been said, other than I will say Anti Brandon will have another role in the season, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there. As for SSS finale, you're gonna have to wait to see who wins. So I don't want to make this stream like overly long. I feel like I'm about satisfied with what I've done for the stream, so I'm gonna end this here. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Peace out, everyone.